So stocks dropped sharply yesterday. What do you think the number one question is that we received from clients after yesterday's sell-off? Obviously, the question is, what do we do now? Is this the big one? Is this the top of the market? What do we do? Now, I don't know. What I do know is that we are very late in the cycle, and we may have the market potentially supported to some extent by further central bank interference, which is most likely going to happen globally, and also by an election year in the US. But I want to give you some perspective and look at what I consider to be by far the most important charts behind the weekly charts, and that's the monthly charts. Now, the month of February is not yet over. We still have a few trading days left in the month, so we're not declaring victory here, if you will. But I did want to at least show you what the monthly charts look like right now, with a few days left in a month. And a lot of things can change still in the last few days, but I wanted to just show you where we are right now. So I'm going to quickly change the picture. And let's just start off with an international index. And here you see a monthly chart. Again, these are monthly bars. In this case, we're looking at the German DAX. Now, if you've ever looked at something simple like candlestick analysis, simple but very powerful, you'll know that this kind of candle that we're having right now, kind of buyer exhaustion, tends to be of noteworthy. Let's go a little bit closer to U.S. equities and go right to it, actually. S&P 500. So first of all, let's kind of contextualize where we are in a longer term perspective. This is the long-term trend, right? Then we had the steep decline that for the most part happened in the second half of last year in October. But note what's happening now. We now have 2 months in a row. And again, February is not yet over. Let's be very, very clear. So if you're watching this on a recording in a few weeks from right now and the chart looks totally different, just be aware that I mentioned this right now. But right now, you can see a very clear exhaustion. So buyer exhaustion for 2 months in a row, right? We had it in January. We're again, unless things totally change in the next few days, which they could, this is concerning. How about something like the NASDAQ 100, right? Same story. And again, look at where this is happening in the bigger scheme. We overshot in a meaningful way the 10-year trend to the upside, and now we're having this kind of a candle. How about semiconductor stocks, the SMH? Same exact story. 2 months in a row. So I think one of the most important things you can do as a trader and investor is to respect that multi-time frame analysis matters. So many people are just focused on the day-to-day tick, or even worse, the hour over hour or 5 minute or 5 minute chart, and they lack any sort of perspective. Last thing I want to quickly mention to you is that I have noticed it in a big way over the past. Even just the past 2 days, the amount of people that are looking to buy this dip that previously had very little to no market experience. Just yesterday, a good friend of mine told me that he's buying stocks on a pullback, and I've never heard this guy before ever talk about the stock market. So I think we are probably at a level where the complacency, which has worked now for 10 years, any little dip has been worth buying for the most part, right? But the complacency, I think, has reached an extreme, which doesn't mean that we can't make another ultimate higher high. But I think, the topping and bottoming processes are just that. They're processes. They're not points, right? But for right now, the main point of this video is to just show you what the monthly charts look like, and whether, again, you look at the NASDAQ 100, look at the DAX, look at the S&P, you look at semiconductor stocks, they're all telling us something very clear for right now, and that is that there is a lack of buyers up here at the highs of this month and the highs of last month, the month of January. So I will update you guys on this going forward. In the meantime, if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Give us a thumbs up, share what we do here, and subscribe. I'll see you soon.